Friday Sin here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Gundam Gusion Rebake from the Iron-Blooded Orphan series. So if you've built the Barbados Gundam, or the Chimaris Gundam, this is fairly close to the build. The legs and the torso are exactly the same. The lower arms are pretty much the same. The only real difference as far as build goes is going to be in the head and the upper shoulder parts, and of course the new gimmicks like the backpack. So as far as build, there's not much to talk here. It is the same frame as the other two Gundam frames, so there's nothing really new there. So then let's talk about coloring. The suit main colors that come in the runners are anime accurate, but there are a lot of stickers to go here. So the whites down here are some stickers, not that big of a deal. The whites up here on front and back on the shoulders are both stickers, so not the greatest there. The white part down here on the torso is also a sticker, and every bit of color on the head except for the V-fin is a sticker. So not exactly the greatest when it comes to appropriate coloring. So it is a real shame there's a lot of stickers. They seem to fit okay. They're about the worst on the head as just getting them to look right and getting them into place and how much curving there is to them. They don't look the greatest there. There's some more stickers in the thrusters on the back there, which aren't that big of a deal. So there are some coloring that isn't done, and if you're a painter, you'll be putting this in. Really, if you're a painter and you hate stickers, this is a nightmare suit. There's just a lot of painting, a lot of small bits to be painted in there. So you have your work cut out for you. But there's vents up here that should be the same orange as the vents we see on the suit that aren't. And then those are in front and back of the large thrusters on the back. And then the sides here should be white, along with these tags down here being white. And there aren't even stickers included for that. So as far as coloring goes, I really hope they will do a master grade someday, not just the 1/100s, but a proper master grade, and hopefully all of that coloring will be fixed. So since we've talked about that, time to go into articulation. Pretty much the legs are exactly the same. They have that same double build in there, so you can bend them as far back as you're going to go there. It really only gives you 90-degree bend, but, well, more than that, it gives you 180. It's just, you got the large butt back skirt there to get to go all the way back. But so you got good bend in the legs. The feet tip forward like that. They're also just like the Barbados, so they rotate all the way to the sides. And they have a bit of movement with the ball joints there. These white parts here go up and down a little. So your front skirt and your side skirt and the actual back skirt, not the large tortoise shell, those are all pretty much standard. Your arms are on the standard universal ball joints here. So nice movement there. They stick out a little bit, but they don't come out. They stay in there pretty well. Your arms are only about a little over a 90-degree bend. So again, same as Barbados in that. And you have your standard hands, and of course you only get the hands that come with it. A lot of the suits in this line, and this one goes along with it, they don't have a lot of extra gimmicks to go with them. They don't have gun hands, they don't have many extra weapons, and they don't have any posability hands for dynamic poses. So as far as that goes, that's all there is to it. The skirt, when it's attached, has no movement really. That just pegs in there, so it doesn't move at all. These thrusters can swivel up and back down and rotate side to side, and that's about it. They just peg into there. This backpack uses the same double peg as the Barbados, so you could switch out their backpacks if you wanted to. These black thrusters on the side can move up. Then, of course, the gimmick back here are the arms. So I'm going to pull those out. So you pull those out, and then you pull them down like that, and they're decently articulated, same bend, and then they can rotate, move side to side on that swivel in there, and that's about it. Other than that, they're locked in place. It's not a ball joint, it's just a peg joint, so they can really just rotate and swivel. These arms build slightly different than the Gray's arms, but for all intents and purposes, they are Gray's arms. So any weapons you have that work with the Grays will work with these arms. So they work quite nice, but without that ball joint in there and just the side to side, there's not a lot of forward movement for them. So the poses are a little bit limited, but they do get to hold that full, all the weapons you can think of, so you can have that big full arm thing going. The gun on here is constructed just like the Gray's, sort of. So the black piece down here, like on the Gray's rifle, is a completely separate piece. However, it does not have the little tag to go up into the Gray's arms and lock into place. Now these two parts, the black kind of clip parts, on the Gray's rifles are normally pieces that can be removed. On this rifle, it's part of the plastic. This is really, other than this locking part down here, it's all just two pieces of plastic. Even this forward grip, even though it looks like it should swivel, is just locked in plastic and doesn't swivel. Which, to me, is a huge annoyance, considering that it's very easy for them, and they've done it all the time in the past, to make that swivel out. So it feels a bit cheap that way. And the stickers do too, but the stickers are, at this scale, very hard to avoid. So the only thing extra that's all his articulation and his gimmick. There's not a lot to talk on the suit. It's a great looking suit. The really only thing I dislike about it is the number of stickers on there. It's got a lot of them. It's got even more down here on the side of the skirt. Those two portions black there. So we'll get into his shield quick. His other little gimmick is his head closes, but really it's just part forming. So it's really a separate head, so you just rip this one off and put this one on. So it looks quite good. So let's get his big shield out of here. And his big shield here really only works with his normal arms. It will possibly work the Barbados as well, because the Barbados does... Oh, there goes his arm. Because the Barbados also has the circle holes on his arms. So you pull it off the back of the skirt there. So if you can pull off his backpack so you can see in there. So if you see in there, and it's got that opening for the skirt. So you rip off his backpack and his hand. He doesn't have much going for him. So that's the back of the skirt, and it's got a lot of different peg holes. So you can put the pegs that like hold weapon racks and that into this. And then this can also hold those weapon racks. And so there's a lot of scenes going around with people installing the axe and a peg into there. So then he's holding the axe with his shield. So you can put it on this way, and this part just pegs into the arm. And that will give him the underarm look there. If you want to give him the sidearm look, you pull out the peg, so you have that other bicycle peg. And it's locked into place. Now it has this little raised part here, if you can see it, and that will put that into place so it can't really swivel around, but otherwise, if you don't put it there, it can swivel around. And of course, always be warned, the more you play with a nice tight fit like that, the more it's going to loosen up and move without you wanting it to. So that's all you do, is peg that into his arm, and he's got a nice big shield. I like the suit. It looks great. The gimmick's nice. It's worth a buy if you like the look of it. Its only downside going into it is the gun feels a bit cheap, and the arms make it hard for truly dynamic. The back arms make it hard for truly dynamic poses, and the stickers. That's really where it falls apart, is at the stickers and the not perfect coloring. So hopefully the 1-to-100 will fix that problem, and if not, hopefully they will actually make some new master grade someday, and that will fix the problem. So if you do like the suit, it does look good and it is worth the buy. So I hope my review helped you guys, and have a great one.